Hi everyone, Julie here from Sister Mediums. It's mid-February and I'm here to bring you your Oracle card reading. Thanks for tuning in. This month has been a little bit crazy for a lot of people. We're juggling a lot on our plates, biting off more that we can chew. And I want to say we're all feeling a little bit depleted, ourselves included. And so what I did was I went ahead and asked my guides, ancestors, angels, and those in spirit, what it is that we need to know moving forward about ourselves, about the relationships, the current status of our career, and just moving forward, what we need to focus on individually, not so much everybody else, but again, focusing on ourselves and what's happening on the inside. I've gone ahead and pulled a bunch of cards for you, and I'm going to get right to it and start with the first card, which is detaching from drama. Okay, you can all see that pretty clearly. She is a light worker. She's a very strong woman holding a sword, and that sword is meant to cut cords of negativity, cords that weigh us down. And, you know, I kind of look at this card and it encompasses personal relationships, it encompasses careers, it encompasses different energies that you're around as far as friendships go. And, you know, we sometimes put ourselves in situations where we're listening to other people's chit chat and we're listening to other people's drama, and it might really have nothing to do with us at all, but yet we feel really weighed down. And the reason why that is because our luminous energy field, okay, our aura, we're still absorbing these negative conversations that other people are having. And it's like that law of attraction, you know, you put out that positivity and positivity is coming back to you. But if you hang around a group of people, or you're in a toxic work environment or a lunchroom, let's say, and you've got people speaking negative often enough, you're going to start absorbing that negativity. So you just want to shield yourself. You want to be able to ask your own guides and angels, Archangel Michael specifically, to help protect you from this negative energy and to really just stand your ground and walk away from all of the negativity and the drama. The other thing is, this might have to do with friends, coworkers, people that you have really tight relationships with. And I know that that's difficult, but sometimes we lose our way. And when people start to not show their authentic selves and start to encompass more and more drama around them, it's a sheer sign for us to walk away. It's okay to set those boundaries, and it's definitely okay to just say, I'm stepping back from this situation, because although it might involve you and I'm your friend and I want to be there to support you, I really just don't want to be taking this negativity on in my own personal life. Don't feel guilty about that, okay? The purple in the card definitely is a representation of healing and spirituality. And again, you just honoring what's on the inside and learning to step back, detach yourself from all of those feelings altogether. The second card here, this is a fantastic card, and it's one of strength and motivation. It's the mountain card. Okay. Mountains are an absolutely beautiful wonder of creation. They represent stability. They represent strength. They represent challenges moving forward and obstacles that we might face in life. The great thing about mountains is the view from the top, though. And if you look at this card, it's facing it forward here so that you can see the trees, the calmness of the water, and the beauty right here that this card is showing. Okay, calm before the storm also. And just that message to you that sometimes when we have moments before us that are really difficult and moments before us that are really challenging, you know, don't question your own inner strength and don't question who you are. A lot of times we're faced with challenges to prove our own selves wrong. A lot of times we fall into that negative self-talk based on what other people think and say about us. Oh, you know, that can't be done. You're not strong enough to do that. You're not skilled enough. You don't have enough of the creativity behind you, let's say, to make that next step or to make that next career move. And this card is coming forward and asking you to pull all of your inner strength and to get past all of those challenges. The great thing about standing on the top of the mountain when we look at that view is also being able to show people that mountains can be moved, and that oftentimes we are our own blocks. We create the own blockages that stand in our ways from moving forward of the things that we really want to achieve. So this card's asking you to find your backbone and to really stand up to the things that you want to do in life. And don't be sidetracked when we've got obstacles in our way. 9 times out of 10, we're going to face them head on, and we're going to recover from all of that because we're built of strength. Okay. The next card here. This is a romance card, and yeah, it depends on how you kind of look at it. You can look at it a few different ways. The door to romance, and the door to romance being open, and your heart being open, and really you just accepting all that comes to you, and being in alignment with whatever is meant to come your way. However, my interpretation of the card was a little bit different. Right off the bat, I see a heart that's trapped. I see a heart that's in this bird cage, and I see that the key is on the outside of the bird cage, meaning that it's stuck in there. And to me, that's a representation that although the door to romance might be open, you're in a romantic relationship that's stuck right now. You're not moving forward. You are trying to either rekindle what was once there, or really just trying to contemplate whether this is the right relationship for you. There's a disconnect there. There might be some disappointment, or you might be in a situation where you're just not seeing eye to eye. The other thing about this card is it could be that a relationship is over, okay? And therefore, the hole in the middle of the heart represents that someone once had the key to your heart, okay? And we really, really just need to delve deep into who we are, into what our heart's desires are, our love for each other, our love for ourselves, and what we really want out of relationships. And when relationships are no longer serving us, to really say, okay, you know what, I need to step back, or I need to reevaluate. What do I want to put out there? What do I want in a partner? What do I want my partner to give back to me? And as long as those lines of communication are open, to really just honor what's coming in and out. Part about the card and the heart being in the cage and feeling trapped might also be some fear around bringing up some challenges and maybe some situations that need to be spoken about. You might be going through something really difficult with your partner that's difficult to discuss for fear of that relationship being over. It could be that you're in a situation right now where you're sensing that that disconnect between your partner means that they may have moved on, or that those original feelings of lust and being in love are no longer there. And again, it's just really honoring who you are and honoring what you want out of a relationship, and really just knowing when that door to romance is fully open, and whether or not that relationship is meant to be closed, and whether your heart is meant to be given to someone else. Okay. This is one of my favorite cards that I pulled. This is from Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors deck, and it's the Hermit card. And I love this card. It's all about retreat and recharge. And this was really prominent with me too, just because we have a lot on our plates. A lot of us take on more than we can handle right now. And, we have difficulties saying no to people. And so we feel exhausted, we feel depleted. And for a lot of clients that I've been speaking to who are going through all of these same feelings, this card really talks about spending the time being alone and being comfortable in your own skin, being comfortable in your own aloneness. Oftentimes we're looking for answers to questions, and we're seeking guidance, and we're seeking wisdom from higher sources. And when the Hermit card comes up, it's really just a message to us to honor who we are and really just trust what we're getting on the inside. When we sit in this meditative state and we close our eyes and we ask the questions, that we're dying for the answers for, what am I supposed to do about this relationship? What should I be doing about my next career move? Oftentimes that first answer that gets downloaded to you is coming to you because it's your own intuition speaking. And when we have so much on our plate that we don't know whether we're coming or going, or we're saying there's not enough hours in the day? How can we really get an answer that speaks true to the heart? Or how can we get an answer that is really in alignment with what our bodies are asking for when we feel out of alignment, when we don't feel relaxed? And so I love looking at this Hermit card and saying, take the time to step back. The other thing is when we feel depleted, when we feel exhausted, and when we feel run down, a lot of times we're just simply doing too much and we end up getting sick from that. And oftentimes it's the flu, it's the cold, it's us getting the chills, getting the migraines, and we really need to just listen to what our bodies are telling us and take that extra step back, sit in meditation, and really just spend time alone with ourselves and being comfortable in our own skin. Okay, so that's that Hermit card for you. This next card here, and I love this card because it's a transformative card. Okay, the card's about emerging to who you really are meant to be, and it really talks about not running away from your problems, but running to your problems. Okay, finding solutions and finding ways that will help soothe you and what's going on in the inside. It's a transformation card. Things are happening at a cellular level, and deep healing is taking place. In speaking to a lot of clients this month, there's been this talk of, I understand that there's work that needs to be done. I just don't know what the work is. And I want to get to that next step, but how do I get there? And Daniela and I are real firm believers in you have to do the work. And by doing the work, it sometimes means stepping out of your comfort zone, going into those places that bring you back to childhood trauma or ancestral lineage, and needing to change the way that we look at things and the way that things have happened to us so that we can transform what's happening and make it our own and make it new. And with this, I will tell you there's some sadness, because when we transform into who we're really meant to be, it means we're no longer the person that we once were, or that we're that next cellular level person. And we do lose some friendships along the way. You'll find you're not in the same alignment with people. You sometimes don't have the same similarities. You don't have the same interests. Maybe those people were a part of your life at a certain point in time because they served a purpose at that time. But in order for you to honor who you really are and who you're transforming to be, it's really just taking the time, sit, honor yourself, really ask yourself what you want out of life, and be ready for the changes to come. Sometimes transformation brings on fear, right? We're fearful of the unknown. We're fearful about what's coming next, and taking that next step. It also means we have to change our patterns. We've got to get rid of our old ways of thinking. We need to be able to create a space for deep change, and to be able to allow our hearts to be open and just to receive what's coming to us. You know, once we make a decision to transform ourselves, once we decide, once it's been done, it's incredible how quickly the universe aligns to bring things to you. But again, honoring that deep feeling, really going to those places that are difficult. You know, when we talk about childhood trauma, it might have to do with a situation with a family member. It might have to do with bullying in school. It might have to do with lack of being social and really being on your own. And it's bringing up these feelings and really going through them that make us empathetic to what's not just happening with us, but the other people around us. And it's really about the work of service and helping others. And I believe that once you go through your own self-transformation, there's so much of you that you'll be giving to other people. So I urge you to make peace with your past and allow yourself to transform. Now, I did want to end with one card, and it's interesting what I pulled here. This is a new deck that I've been using. It's got beautiful artwork on it, and there are wonderful messages on the inside. I would say a cross between an affirmation, a little bit about a mantra here. And this particular one is hardship. And you know, a lot of us are going through some difficult times, and that's okay. We need to honor it. We just need to keep remembering that emergence comes from difficult times. You know, when we hit rock bottom, we can only go and build ourselves back up. And that's usually where the transformation takes place. And that's where the strength comes in. And that's where we're detaching ourselves from who we used to be and really bringing forth our passion and our purpose and what we're meant to do here. So I want to read this card because I just think it's really beautiful. It says, hardship, may I embrace what's happening right now, as baffling and as painful as it may be. Help me, God, to trust that where you are guiding me is where I'm meant to be. I am yours. And I truly believe that. The rain in the card represents cleanse, it represents rebirth and starting things anew. And when we go through the most challenging and most difficult of times, in my experience, it's usually because you'll be helping someone else along the way who's also going through something similar. There's always a greater purpose for everything that we're doing and everything that's being thrown our way in life, whether it is something that is happy or whether it is a hardship and a really sad, tragic, terrible experience. It's all for our self-healing. It's all for our self-growth. And of course, to understand why we're here and why this journey was placed before us. So I hope that those cards resonate with you. I always trust that they'll resonate with who's meant to hear it this month. And again, I thank you for tuning in. Daniela will be back here in a couple of weeks to give you her angel card reading for the month of March. And then I'll be back in a month to do the mid-month oracle card reading. Thanks so much. We're just so blessed and so happy and full of gratitude that you guys come out and watch this and that you resonate every month. So I just want to leave you with blessings on blessings, and I'll see you in a month. Bye.